Hello, and welcome back to the Spa Business Mastery Podcast. I am really glad you're here, dear spa owner. So today's topic is about the skin therapy business and the money trap that you might be falling into as a med spa or a skin therapy business. This particular conversation is actually for our med spas and skin therapy businesses that are already experiencing some success in their business. So what you might be noticing is that you have your books are already full, the team is full. You might even have a wait list for your skin therapy business. And the other piece about this is that you probably also sell a fair amount of retail sales. So, really, when it comes down to it in the spa industry, skin therapy is really kind of the most lucrative niche to be in. And, we've seen a huge explosion of the skin therapy med spa niche happen in the past 5 years. And it's because we've got a lot of estheticians who used to be generalists that are really getting much more excited about skin science. We're also seeing a lot more information coming out for skin therapists about skin science. It's no longer about kind of the fluffy, feel good, pretty smelling lotions and potions. It really is. The skin therapy niche has grown right alongside the consumers getting more and more savvy about their skin and what they want and what they can achieve. So we've got this really great kind of coming together of situations for the spa industry and skin therapy. And so I wanted to talk about a money trap that happens for skin therapists and med spas. And this money trap has to do with not being able to actually leverage the current success that you're experiencing. And by leveraging, I mean working smarter, earning more, and not putting a lot more energy or effort into working harder for it. And the skin therapy niche has that capability above any other service, I feel, in the spa industry. So there's lots and lots of opportunity to make really great money. But the problem is that traditionally as spa owners, we've come to become spa owners, rising kind of through the ranks of service provider. And as a service provider, we're not really interested in kind of the nitty gritty numbers and business aspects of a skin therapy business. We just kind of want to help our clients have great skin. We want to help our communities feel more confident about themselves via skin. And so we have a fairly big disconnect between our spa owners and some money traps. So let me just look at my notes here just to make sure I'm covering everything. Now, I want to kind of dig in a little bit more on what success looks like as a skin therapy clinic. So I touched on it at the beginning when I chatted and said, you're often quite busy. You may be booked out weeks, if not months in advance, but really where the earning potential happens for you is in advanced skin treatments and retail. Now, I know for sure with my skin therapy med spa clients, their retail sales are exponentially higher than general spa sales. So if you haven't heard about retail to service ratio before, this is a metric that you definitely want to know more about if you are a skin therapist or a med spa. And in general, with this kind of general spa services, I often see spas at around 13% for retail to service ratio. Where they should be, where the industry benchmark is at 30%. So I know that retail can be a struggle, especially as a general spa. Like waxing, it's hard to sell retail. Lashes, it's hard to sell a lot of retail. Pedicures and manicures, it's hard to sell a lot of retail. All of those things don't have high retail ticket items to be able to offer. So of course, retail sales can be a little bit more difficult. But for skin therapy business, I constantly see at least kind of from the 30% minimum to the 50% mark. And I've had a few clients that I've done 100% or more. So this is where you've got lots of opportunity to generate much more revenues in through your advanced skin treatment and through your retail sales. Now, what's the money trap about it? Well, the money trap is when you have a lot of bookings, you're selling, you seem to be doing well in your retail sales. You have these kind of general markers that you take as success. You've got money in your bank account. You can pay your vendors on time. You can pay your staff on time. You're paying yourself some money. There seems to be money left over in the bank account. And so you kind of feel, and what I'm getting at is that word feel, you feel like everything's going tickety-boo and, you're making money and we're doing really well. You are, but because this is where the money trap is, because you're not tracking specific metrics. Again, and this happens because as spa owners coming up, service providers, we don't normally see that in our other experience when we've been an employee. And they don't really teach us this when you would go to aesthetics school. So it's no wonder it's not really top of mind or even in your mind in terms of being important. But the money trap is about not looking at specific metrics to know exactly where the money magic is actually working really well for you, as well as not looking at the metrics and not being able to see where the holes are and you've got leaking money that you didn't even know about. So what's the fix? Well, the fix is realizing that once you've reached some level of success, you have a grand opportunity to leverage that success in terms of earning more money, you as a spa, your team earning more money, but also for you not to have to work so hard to get those growth outcomes happening consistently. So let's talk about the fix for this money trap. So the fix really is, I've got two specific tactical tools that I want you to know exist so that you can learn how to use them. So what the first one is using some sort of spa scorecard. So some sort of spreadsheet that you have your metrics tracked on that every single month. So you want to track the numbers for the spa as a whole, but you also want to make different tabs on your spreadsheet for your individual service providers. And you're going to be tracking those exact metrics for each service provider. Now, the reason why you want to have the spa as a whole spreadsheet, and then you want to have individual team members, their own spreadsheets, is because yes, as a spa, you can see as a whole, things are going really well, but it's difficult to see where the leaky holes in the bucket are if you don't break it down by service provider. Breaking it down by service provider allows you to see where the gaps are in their guest experience, in their knowledge about and understanding about reaching their own goals, their own monthly goals. So if you're wondering how to keep your team motivated, keep your team on track for their sales goals, and for you to actually visually see the real numbers, you have to be tracking them monthly. And the other aspect of this is that, you might have, if you've been following me for a while, you've heard me say what got you here won't get you there. So if you are wondering, how do I make this business earn more money and make it easier on myself? It means you have to learn a few new skills. And today I'm talking about two of them and the two tools that go with them. So first one is use a spa scorecard. The second tool that you need to use to prevent this money trap from happening is to use a cost per treatment worksheet so that you can figure out exactly what each of your treatments are costing you, not just in product use, because I notice actually when a lot of spa owners are tracking their cost per treatment, they are leaving out labor costs and they're leaving out overhead costs. So they're getting an incorrect number in terms of what their service actually costs them. I've lost track of how many times I've actually, when I start working with a new spa owner in my coaching programs, one of the early things we do is we do a cost per treatment worksheet. I have a spreadsheet for them. And they are always shocked when we get to their actual cost per treatments, because I make sure that they include all of their yearly overhead and that they are including all of their labor costs, including, in Canada, we have Canada Pension Plan. You have to pay into that if you're an employer, your unemployment insurance. So there's things that, kind of eat at your cash flow that you might not be accounting for in your cost per treatment. When you have a correct cost per treatment, you know exactly how profitable each service is. When you know exactly what service is profitable, you can start making better decisions in terms of what's actually on your treatment menu. If you realize, oh my gosh, my services I'm not even, like on some of them, we're not even covering costs. I'm kind of in the hole. That means you need to do some strategy on your treatment menu and a pricing strategy. And it might mean that you need to rejig a bunch of things. It may mean that you realize that you're paying too high commissions or paying too high in hourly, because you didn't really work that into the cost before it kind of rolled off your tongue and told your new staff member. So a cost per treatment worksheet is, it can feel like a bit of a beast, but when you are a skin therapy business or a med spa that's already doing really well, and you're trying to figure out how to optimize your business and maximize your revenues, you absolutely need to be using these two tools and following those steps in your leadership. And in terms of making sure that you have time blocked at the end of every month to fill in your spa scorecard. It's making sure that if you have not done a cost per treatment exercise before, that you block off some time in your admin to do this little project. All right. So the moral of the story is that it's not enough to think that you're doing really well. It's not enough to feel like things are going really well financially. You have to know. And the only way that you can know for sure is by knowing your numbers. And these two particular little exercises will reveal a huge amount of information for you so that you can actually make better, stronger, strategic decisions about the services that you want to offer, about your payroll, how much you can pay and how much you want to pay, about hiring, about who do you want to bring into this business in order to maximize maximize profits and sales and your commitment to your community. So if you haven't done either of these exercises, that's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up about it. It just means that you didn't know. And that's so true for so many aspects of our industry when it comes to spa business. When you don't know what you don't know what you're missing. So you don't even know what to search for on Google. If you're like, it's almost like you want to go to Google and like, how do I make my business better? It's too general of a question. But when we can get into the actual details of knowing exactly what needs to improve, then we're able to ask better questions, and that means we are able to get better answers. So from the heart of Maya Angelou, when she said, when you know better, you do better, I want to leave on that. So if you have any questions about cost per treatment, about your spa scorecard, please feel free to reach out to me. I do have both of these documents, and I use them in my coaching program. And I'm also considering putting them into like do-it-yourself kind of little little mini workshops. So keep your eyes peeled out for that and on my website at kirstenfoss.com. But if you have any questions about this, if this has kind of sparked some like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, those are two things that it didn't even occur to me to check. And if you're wondering if there's more places in your business that, they're blind spots that you want to know what are the blind spots in your business and how I can help you grow. Reach out to me and we'll book a discovery call and we'll chat about what your business needs. All right, that's it for me today on Spa Business Mastery, and we'll see you next week.